Straight ahead on CCX News, a city that's more than 100 years old prepares for new growth. Plus, growing gridlock. Why some drivers in the North Metro have to double the length of their commute. But first, students struggle to come to grips with the loss of a friend.
He's a really good kid, I can tell you that. He had a big heart.
CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. A Brooklyn Park family is mourning the loss of their teenage son.
17-year-old Matthew Jasicki died in a car crash Friday evening in Maple Grove. Reporter Sonny Goins spoke with his friends who say they will miss the kid who made everyone smile.
Shock, couldn't even cry.
Sadness and disbelief. A group of Matthew Jasicki's good friends gathered at the spot where he lost his life.
For my mom to come in Saturday morning and be like, your best friend has died, it's hard.
The teens played baseball for the Brooklyn Park Blaze and Brooklyn Park Bulldogs when they were younger. And although they attend different schools now, they all stayed in contact.
You see it happen, you're just like, that sucks, but when it happens to your best friend, I can't put it to words how much it hurts.
The crash happened Friday around 10. The Brooklyn Park team was driving eastbound on Highway 610 near the Maple Grove Parkway when the crash occurred. Matthew was the only person in the Volvo S80. According to the Minnesota State Patrol, Matthew was driving at a high speed. You can see marks on the ground where his car went off the road before slamming into an embankment.
He said that he was just going over to a girl's house, and so I was just like, all right, sounds good, and his mom called me asking where he was.
Matthew's family put out a statement saying he struggled with depression. No word yet if his illness had anything to do with the crash. His friends say they will miss the kid who loved cars, working out, and spreading joy to others.
He's a really good kid, I can tell you that. He had a big heart. Just his presence, just being with him, it made me so happy and made everyone else happy too.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
Jasicki was a student at Totino Grace. The Minnesota State Patrol says they may never know exactly how fast he was driving. That's because the vehicle data system melted in the crash.
Allina Health has announced new visitor restrictions to its hospitals and clinics due to the measles outbreak. According to its new policy, all children under the age of 11 will be required to wear a mask while visiting Allina clinics such as this one in Maple Grove. In addition, children under the age of 5 are asked not to visit any Allina hospital unless they are seeking care. Those hospitals include Abbott Northwestern in Minneapolis and Mercy Hospital in Coon Rapids. At last check, the measles outbreak had sickened 48 people, most of them unvaccinated children. In Golden Valley, a fire overnight badly damaged a townhome, displacing 2 people. Fire crews were called just before midnight to the townhome in the 2100 block of Tamarind Trail. When they arrived, flames were shooting out of a kitchen window. Golden Valley fire officials say the home did not have working smoke detectors. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
Getting into downtown Minneapolis from the northern suburbs just got a lot more difficult. The ramp from southbound Highway 252 to I-94 is closed while crews build a new bridge deck. As Eric Nelson reports, commuters will have to get used to the closure.
Be safe, please drive safe, please drive with care, please plan your route, prepare for extra time.
Here in the land of 10,000 detours, you can't get there from here. Getting to downtown Minneapolis is going to be a challenge.
It's going to affect their trips, and there's no doubt about that.
MnDOT has closed the ramp from southbound State Highway 252 to I-94 for 2 months. Prepare for delays and possible gridlock.
It takes traffic a few days to kind of settle in and let people find their routes.
The MnDOT detour is taking State Highway 100 south to I-394 east into downtown Minneapolis. What they hope drivers do is avoid the neighborhoods of Brooklyn Center and North Minneapolis.
Please stay on state highways and not drive through neighborhoods. Those neighborhoods aren't designed for freeway traffic.
According to MnDOT, the detour route can absorb the extra traffic capacity, but the rerouting doubles the mileage. What is typically a 6.2-mile journey from Brooklyn Center to downtown Minneapolis is now 12.1 miles.
Doesn't mean that you're going to have the freeway to yourself. There's going to be some traffic.
The 252 ramp closure is a small piece of a large $46 million construction puzzle. This interstate makeover is long overdue. I-94 is chock full of cracks, craters, chunks, and potholes.
Going to make it smooth and going to try to get 12 to 15 more years out of it.
With 140,000 vehicles a day using I-94, it's crucial that everyone adjust to the detours.
Please plan on it, think ahead, look on our website, know what's open and what's closed. You can call us if you've got a question.
In Brooklyn Center, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
Getting out of Minneapolis won't be easy either. Beginning Wednesday, the 3rd Street ramp from downtown onto westbound I-94 will be closed.
Unless more state funding comes through, several local school districts are expected to make painful cuts. According to a survey released by the Association of Metropolitan School Districts, 4 of 6 local districts have budget deficits that will likely result in staffing cuts. Osseo and Robbinsdale area schools have the most to trim, with deficits of about $6 million each. Wayzata and Hopkins also have cuts to make. Only Brooklyn Center and Anoka-Hennepin schools do not have deficits for the next school year. These deficits are based on Governor Dayton's proposed 2% funding increase for K-12. The cuts could become deeper based on the House-Senate Conference Committee's proposal of a 1.5% funding increase. Families in Brooklyn Center will be in for a pleasant surprise next time they visit Centennial Park.
Volunteers installed brand new playground equipment over the weekend. It was a project made possible by the city's most prominent car dealerships.
This is our big playground build.
Generosity is usually measured in dollars and cents. But Saturday morning in Brooklyn Center, a group of volunteers comprised mostly of employees from Luther Automotive Group,
our parts department, our service department, and our cleanup department,
along with staff members from the city of Brooklyn Center.
It's all new equipment and it's really volunteer based, so we're all here putting it together ourselves.
Showed that sometimes giving back to the community not only takes money, but a little sweat equity as well.
So everybody is gathering from all these dealerships and helping to build this beautiful playground for the community.
City officials say the old Centennial Park playground didn't exactly live up to the standards that most people come to expect.
It had been here for a very long time. I couldn't tell you exactly how old, but it really was small. It was really pretty decrepit.
That's where the Luther car dealerships come into play. Not only did Luther employees take time out of their weekend to help assemble the playground.
Oh, you got that on camera?
The company also funded most of the project.
They are partners unlike any others that I can think of in the city of Brooklyn Center.
The community outreach is part of the company's mantra known as Drive to Serve. It's a fitting slogan considering that this new playground will be able to accommodate 3 times as many children as the previous version, partially because the space will be larger, but also due to the addition of adaptive services and equipment.
It's a total honor to be able to contribute that and make sure that this happens.
With the amphitheater being right next door and an enlarged playground, we're just going to attract more and more citizens to this park, which is its beautiful park.
The overall cost of the new playground is $140,000. Luther Automotive Group donated $100,000 and the city kicked in $40,000. Still ahead on CCX News, how Robbinsdale, a city that's more than 100 years old, is all of a sudden getting younger.
Plus highlights from the Wayzata Relays track and field meet. That's coming up next in sports.
But first, more clouds than sun on Tuesday, but still pleasant. Robbinsdale is in the middle of a resurgence.
It is an ongoing revitalization spurred in part by the addition of new businesses and restaurants. And in this week's Business Matters report, the growth doesn't appear to be slowing down.
I see you. I see you.
The playground is as good a place as any
I see you too.
to tell the story of Robbinsdale's resurgent climb.
I've noticed a lot more families and children in the area. You know, a lot of upcoming families and everything, very similar to ours.
After some years of a graying city population,
Push me, Mom.
young families are swinging the pendulum back.
The prices were more affordable than a lot of other neighborhoods, so we got more for our money, we felt like, here.
The reason I moved back is I loved growing up here and I wanted to raise my kids here.
Robbinsdale native and now city mayor Regan Murphy isn't surprised to see his city and many of its more recent businesses continuing to rack up positive publicity. This month, Minnesota Monthly magazine picked Robbinsdale as one of the Twin Cities' best neighborhoods to shop, eat, and explore.
There's some restaurants and the brewery and stuff that people enjoy going to, so I feel like people know where Robbinsdale is a little bit more than they did 10 years ago.
Long-standing businesses such as Hackenmuller's Meats and more recent additions such as Travail, Pig Ate My Pizza, and Wicked Wart Brewery have helped put Robbinsdale on the map. But Mayor Murphy says the city's primarily benefited from a healthy stock of affordable starter homes available to families after the housing crash.
There's some unique things about Robbinsdale that people appreciate once they get here. It's just the kind of the small town feel, and then, you know, our downtown and the parks, the lakes, and all the amenities that are nearby too.
With a population hovering around 14,000, the city's growth doesn't appear to be slowing.
Obviously Hy-Vee is coming in. We've been working pretty hard towards light rail.
The addition of a couple thousand more residents is likely in the next 10 years, says Mayor Murphy, as Robbinsdale embraces its recent notoriety while holding on to the spirit that's always made this city special.
That's the most proud thing for me, is the pride people have in Robbinsdale.
Still ahead, something ultra green inside the Twins ballpark, and we are not talking about the grass field.
But first, the Hopkins softball team piles up the runs in a Lake Conference matchup. John Jacobson is in next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Hopkins softball team is fielding a strong-hitting veteran club this spring. The Royals were out to break a two-game losing streak when they were at home to play Wayzata for a second time this season in Lake Conference play. The Hopkins bats get going in the bottom of the first inning of this game. Mackenzie Merritt at the plate. She'll single to center field. Evelyn Barnsick scores to make it 2-0. They'd add another to lead 3-0 after one. A big second inning for Hopkins. Natalie Den-Hartog putting a big swing into that pitch off the fence in right center field. Zoe Jeske and Hannah Kleiss both score. It's 6-0 Royals. Later in that inning, Kirsten Maygard singles to left field. Parker Stoddard comes in. The Royals played 7 in the second. They lead at 10-0 through 2 innings. Third inning, Hopkins scores 6 more times. The big hit, this double to the fence by Hannah Kleiss, and it'll clear the bases. Jeske will slide in with her 3rd run scored of the game, and it's 16-0 through 3. Merritt was pitching this day, and she comes within and out of a 4-inning perfect game. As it is, she finishes with a no-hitter, striking out 5. Hopkins wins at 16-0 in 4. Royals went 2-1 in the Eastview tournament on Saturday. They're now 9-3 on the season. Now to baseball, where 2 of the favorites in the Minnesota Christian Athletic Association met up Friday night under the lights. Heritage Christian looking to knock off league leader Legacy Christian. It's a great pitching matchup. Heritage's hard-throwing Seth Halverson with a strikeout there, 1 of 9 for him. Josh Peterson of Legacy is even sharper in the early going. He strikes out the side in the first on his way to 11 Ks total. Not a ton of offense, but Heritage gets on the board in the bottom of the 3rd. The pitch gets away, and Timmy Thurston comes home with the first run of the game. The Eagles lead at 1-0 through 3 innings. Top of the 4th, and the bases loaded for Legacy as Josh Neeson chops it to 3rd. A nice stop leads to a force out, but Niels Anderson scores, tying the game for the Lions. Still 1-1 in the 6th when Logan Piero swings and misses. The ball gets past the catcher. Ethan Mackey heads to 3rd when the throw to 1st isn't handled cleanly. Mackey is in and scores, and they add another run to lead it 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, Heritage's Wyatt Julich-Lisney bounces to short, and it's booted there. TJ Guggenberger scores, but that's all they get. Legacy stays unbeaten in conference play with a 3-2 win. The Wayzata relays are the start of an important stretch of meet for the Wayzata track and field teams. Highlights from the multiple team meet at Wayzata High School in the girls 4x200 relay. Mallory Marshall brings it home for Wayzata with a new meet record time of 1 minute 44.9 seconds. In the girls 1600, Wayzata freshman Emma Atkinson and Rin Paulson, they lapped the field and they finished 1-2 in the race. Boys 400, Lewis Gibson takes gold for the Trojans with a winning time of 50.59 seconds. In the girls 800, Wayzata's J.C. Thompson holds off Maple Grove's Jenna Hawk. Thompson's winning time 2:22.26. The field events boys triple jump, Wayzata's Deshaun Cockrell takes third. His best late 41 feet 9 3/4 inches. Boys high jump, Wayzata's Ben Gross clears 6 feet 6 inches, and that sets a new meet record. Here's a look at the team results, starting with the boys. The host Trojans win with 184 points, ahead of runner-up Mounds View. Minnetonka is third, followed by Brainerd, and then the other local squad in the meet, Maple Grove. The Wayzata girls are second to Lake Conference rival Minnetonka. Mounds View, Brainerd, and Roseville are 3, 4, and 5. Maple Grove places 6th. Wayzata's baseball team blanked Champlain Park 3-0 Friday in the first ever night game at Champlain Park High School. Later this week, 2 local Northwest Suburban Conference teams will meet under the lights. Thursday night at Memorial Field in Osseo, the Orioles host the Armstrong Falcons. First pitch is scheduled for 7 p.m. You can watch the game live on CCX channels 12 and 799 and online at ccxmedia.org. And tonight, Monday, you can watch Osseo Park Center at Totino Grace Boys Lacrosse live online via our live stream link at CCX. And that's it for sports. Alex and Delane, back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Up next, something really green about Target Field.
Sports venue first when we come back. And finally, the next time you go to a Minnesota Twins game at Target Field, you can say you visited the greenest ballpark in America.
Target Field has achieved Gold LEED certification, the first sports facility in the country to receive the environmentally friendly designation. The Twins ballpark won the honor by the way it keeps thousands of tons of trash out of local landfills.
It's a very big deal. In Hennepin County, we operate the recycling grants to cities. We're trying to reduce the waste we use. We're trying to limit what we landfill. We're trying to run state-of-the-art recycling programs. So for us to have a state-of-the-art ballpark, sports venue, it's all in line with what our values are, so we're very excited about it.
The vast majority of concessions packaging is now compostable. The ballpark also donates hundreds of pounds of leftover food to local charities. That's all the news for now. Thank you so much for joining us.
We will see you back here again Tuesday, starting at 4 o'clock.